What's going on, guys? My name is Anthony Flores, and today we're going to be covering health screening as well as movement analysis for flexibility as well as mobility, and we're going to check them out right now. Okay, so the first test we're going to be doing is known as the deep squat, but unlike any deep squat that we have tried before, we're going to be doing the one where the stick's going to be measured overhead. So this is my participant, name is AB. He's a Lebanese national record holder for the hammer throw event, so I'm really happy that he's out here to be able to do this part. So what's going to happen is that the stick is going to be held overhead, right about there. You might want to be able to close your grip in like you're holding a snatch, basically, right about there. Not too wide yet. So right about there. And what's going to happen is that my participant is going to be performing a deep squat, come all the way down. And then the base position is good. All right. Let's go ahead and perform a squat. Come all the way down and come all the way up. Okay. So as we noticed, the one thing we have to work on is basically the shoulder mobility by being able to keep the stick back. But the important part is that we're looking for the the angle motion that's hitting the parallel is 90-degree angle or below. So we're going to check it out again. All right, the second attempt, we're going to be checking out the deep squat. There it is, and just come straight up, okay? Now, going to bring it down. Perfect. So because he's hitting base each time he's actually doing the squat movement, he doesn't need to do heel elevation. The only time we ever have to do heel elevation is when the participant actually needs going forward over the toes, which is not something that we're not supposed to be looking for. But if it does happen in the current, we have to try the heel elevation. So if that case ever does happen, go ahead and put your heel on the block. Good. So right about there. And we're going to perform like at least one more set, which don't necessarily need it, but we're going to have to check it out, see how the heel elevated squat actually looks like. So go ahead and put it overhead. And then go ahead and perform one rep. Same thing. Okay. Okay, and then for the next test, we're going to be running something called the hurdle test, which basically the stick is going to be on the shoulder this time rather than being overhead. So when that happens, the participant is going to be able to lift his leg up as high as you can, step over the line, and bring him over forward. And we're going to take a measurement on that by the time we actually get to that part, okay? So, stick is on the back right about here. My participant is going to keep an upright posture the entire time, but he's going to be stepping over the line, which is going to be about 20 inches off the ground, okay? Go and step over. There you go. Very good. Second attempt, we start to go even higher, but this time we're actually going to be going even higher on up to 28 inches. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, it's pretty good, not bad. So notice, if you were to pay attention to the video, my participant was able to rotate the upper body torso, which is okay, just as long as he's not attempting to lean forward onto that position each time that he's making a step over. Okay. Okay, third attempt. We're going to try the same height, same leverage, but we're going to try to keep the upper body posture position much more stable. Here we go. Okay. Not bad. Definitely a lot better than the first two times. Thank you. So the next test we're going to be doing is the incline lunge test. So what's going to happen is that the board is placed flat right about here. And my participant has his foot step where the 0 inch is actually going to be starting. What's going to happen is going to be stepping forward as far as you can up to here. Good. So the lunge position, if you notice the stick is right behind his back, the biggest goal to make sure that the lumbar spine stays parallel with the stick each time. Long story short, that means actually coming up, you want to make sure that the posture is actually a little bit more parallel, coming down, upright, and coming straight up without having to bend forward. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, come on up. Good. All right, second attempt. Do it again. And come straight forward. That's good. Take a step back. Now let's go ahead and switch feet. Make sure the toe is like right there about the 0. Perfect. All right. Just forward as far as you can. Good. And it comes down. And it comes straight up. Like that. Do it again one more time. And it comes straight up. Good. Take a step back. So the next test we got the shoulder mobility. We're going to be checking out both ways. So the arch stick is right behind the participant's back. Head position, hand position can be right here behind the head, which is fine. Because the only thing we're looking for is checking out the mobility of the hand coming straight up as high as you can. Okay. And we're going to try a couple trials on this one. And we're going to switch side to the other arm. We're going to try the best we can, see how we do from there. So go ahead and rise up. Yep. Right here. Posture straight. Reach up as high as you can. Okay. That it?
Oh yeah.
You're good. So the participant's going to be around 20.1 inch. Okay, so now we're going to be able to try the other side. So let's go ahead and have your hand on the stick. And then try to reach up as high as you can. Okay. All right. So that's going to be about 18.3 inches, but a little bit less, which basically tells you that one side is a lot more flexible than the other. So that will definitely tell us about what we need to work on when it comes to developing a program. It's going to help strengthen his flexibility. So the next test we're going to be taking for the regarding the shoulder is going to be more based on the clearing. So the clearing test is actually going to be involving taking one arm shoulder and try to reach back as far as possible. Come along here. And supposedly it's supposed to be stretching out within the posterior delt, like right about here, along with a little bit of triceps here. See if you're able to reach back as far as possible, and after that, you can be try to relax here. And same to the other side. Come up to here, come back like that. Able to touch the back. All right. So now, since we got done with the shoulder mobility test, we want to make sure that we performed a clearing test by having one arm coming across here, and therefore the participants can be tell me the pain level that he actually is in from that shoulder. So go ahead and have one arm crossed, any arm. All right. Any pain there?
Nope.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so therefore, the score would be absolutely 0 from that for that shoulder. Go ahead and switch to the other side. And any pain there?
Nope.
No? All right, so basically, the only thing you have to work on is more flexibility within the muscle. So therefore, there actually is no pain at all when it comes to doing shoulder mobility movements. Therefore, flexibility is the number one thing you have to work on. Thanks. Okay, so try to see if you can have your toes point towards you. There you go, right there. So do it. Flex your quad, only one leg at a time, okay? Right about there. And then bring it back about there, okay? And do it again. Okay. Okay.
One more time.
Hold on a second. So the purpose of this test is to see how much of active hip flexors are that he has within his hip mobility. So the purpose of this is called active straight leg raises. So the participant's goal is supposed to be having his toes point towards him as much as possible. And at the same time, when he does that, he's supposed to be flexing his quadratic muscles here. And by flexing quadratic muscle, the toes point towards you, it allows the leg to stay straight the entire time. And therefore, it allows one leg at a time to be moving up. So the biggest goal is try to make sure that the hip is aligned to 90-degree angles. So go ahead and raise your leg up. And bring it down. Okay. Slightly above 45-degree angles, but we'll definitely check it out to see how we do from there. Do it again. Other leg. Come up there and bring it back down. So quite about similar mobility movements. So therefore, that basically tells you that the hip flexors really need to be worked on, look a little bit more often. So therefore, some quadricep stretches, rectus stretches, any kind of stretches to be able to come up with, be able to help stretch his hip flexors. So we're going to try one more attempt. So go ahead and toes point towards you. And then raise the leg up as high as you can. High as you can, right about there. Bring it back down. Okay. And do it again, coming straight up again. Right about there, and then bring it back down. Okay. Perfect. All right. All right. The next step is going to be more trunk stability push-up test. So the purpose of this is you want to make sure on how stable the trunk is when he's actually keeping it posed, going up and down on the position. So the one thing we need to know that since my participant, the male, his thumb alignment should be matching up with the forehead, which is right about there. Perfect. So it's right about there. So now the next thing is going to happen. My participant's going to be pushing up, coming straight up, right about there. Okay. Keep it steady. So you're going to try one rep coming down and coming up at the same time. Okay. Not so bad. Here we go. Do it again. Coming straight up again. Good. And then bring it down. All right. Good. Now we're going to try to fix his posture a little bit. All right. So the only thing we got to work on is basically his feet. We notice that his feet's more on the tippy toes than rather than being pushed against the heel the entire time. So go ahead and ride the push-up position. And then drive back to your heels. Just like that. There you go. So now he's a much more stable base. Hips up a little bit. Right there. So keeping core tight and keeping gluteus muscle tight. Now he's going to try again to perform one push-up. Go. Good. Second attempt. Good. One last attempt. And bring it back up. Perfect. All right, bring it down. Okay, so next up, right after we're done with the trunk stability push-up test, now we're going to have a spinal clearing test to determine whether or not he is experiencing within any pain on that low back region. So how you describe a spinal clearing test, basically similar to doing like a walrus pose. Just go ahead and try to push straight up. Coming right up, hold that position. Any pain?
No, a little discomfort, lower back.
A little bit?
A little bit.
All right. Experiencing a little bit of pain. How do you scale that from 1 to 10?
4.
Be like a solid 4 on the scale from between 1 to 10. Bring it down. All right. So that basically tells you that the participant needs to work more on his lumbar strengthening as well as core strengthening, and we'll definitely give a couple exercises to help him work on that. Okay. So the next test we're going to be doing is known as the rotary stability test. So rotary stability test, my participant's going to be on all fours on both hands and knees. So basically what's going to happen is that it's going to be making sure his trunk stays stable, and it's going to be extending, alternating upper and lower extremity limbs, all right, coming from left arm going out with right leg going back. Okay, go and begin. And then bring them out. Good. Do it again. Keep doing it for reps. So the biggest goal here, and try to hold. So the biggest goal is you want to make sure the hips are not rotating left and right. The entire lumbar spine and hips should be aligned no matter what when it comes to doing extension coming outward. Go ahead and bring it back. Okay, and let's try the other side. Okay, comes out like that. Okay, bring it back in. Good. Bring it back out like that. Good, very good. And try to hold that position. So the hip's a little bit rotating, therefore you have to bring it back down a little bit here. Lumbar spine now straighter. The hip alignment should be coming along with the lumbar spine straight, and therefore he's not rotating his hips back and forth. Let's go and break it down. Now, last test for today we're going to be doing is known as the flexion stretch. So basically, my participant's on his knees here. Both hands going to be reaching forward into a frog pose. So right about there, and he's going to be bringing his hips back as much as possible towards his heel, somewhere around there. And now my participant's going to give me a range of scale between 0 to 10 on how much the pain is. Okay, and then come back up. How's that feel?
Probably like a 6.
A 6 in the pain?
Yeah, like right there on the spine.
Okay. All right.
I do have a bulge disc.
You're good. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Oh, that was it?